thing. But as a woman, you can gauge, once it seems as though a little bit of you're losing a certain amount, like a certain level of control in a particular situation, then you have to remove yourself. I'm not going to be around that element. And so the people who I went to LA with, I couldn't vibe with them during that time. And so we kind of went our own ways. But one of the persons who I went to LA with, we got back that night. They're like, I need help. I'm stuck in Vegas. I'm still here. And I need to get back to Atlanta ASAP. Apparently, his son was flying in this evening and he needed to be out there to pick him up because he's only 14. And I said, oh, you need a ride to the airport? And this fool gonna tell me I need a ride to the airport and a ticket. What? I'm sorry, sir. I can help you with a ride. I cannot help you. In fact, you need a ticket to ride. What's the Beatles song? She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. No, sir, I don't know who you are. I don't know what female paid. I don't know how. First of all, how'd you get flued out? If you just got flued out, then why the fuck you ain't arranged to get flued back in? And so that's what I meant by, like, you kind of get certain vibes from people, and I'm just gonna have it's costing me too much energy to enjoy myself, enjoy time in your presence. So I'm not gonna be here. And then also, I hate going on burnt ass missions. Another situation here, like, okay. Another thing is with trust. There are certain things that, I wouldn't ask or wouldn't do to, or, I don't know, ask from or do to a person. I have no reason to try and get over, steal, manipulate, or do any of those things. And I wouldn't want it to happen to me. Like fucking identity theft or I don't know, whatever. Anything that is going to be detrimental to a person, financially, any other burden. I don't rock with none of that, okay? So when I have relationships with people and I'm building relationships with people, trust is something that I definitely will advance to. And when I feel that we're on a certain level, if there are things that I can trust you with, but you can't trust me with, then, if you don't have a certain level of trust in me, then I can't trust you because you might be a little iffy on those situations. I might not be able to share some things with you or, and be comfortable with the fact that, you'll either keep it in-house or do the right thing with it. So if you can't share those types of trust with me, then I can't trust you. And then you're not a person that I need to have in my life. So I will end relationships pretty quickly. And this weekend, one was blocked, one was cut off. And the other one, we don't get to advance because, sir, I don't know why you're asking me for a plane ticket to Atlanta. I don't know what type of life you live and how you got flew out to Vegas but cannot return. That's also that's one of the reasons why I am absolutely still single out here. I don't know what the fuck is in this goddamn dirt. But I don't know what the fuck is in this dirt, but it has people losing their goddamn mind. How the fuck? This is not the first time that I've come across a guy who has gotten to Vegas and then has no way to return home. I'm sorry. I drop you back off at Silver Sevens and you can figure out what's the next step in your life. Me personally, I don't, and that goes back to the reason, the whole explanation with the trust thing. Those are things that I wouldn't ask for you for assistance with, especially not having just met you. I would not share with that type of thing with you intimately. Those are personal, intimate things. And I've got to figure out how to work that part of my life out. I don't use people. I'm not with, there's no man that needs to take care of me financially. I don't rock with that type of stuff. And so a lot of people out here, some people you cannot get a quick high, weather's nice today, without them trying to manipulate or monetize it some type of way. So, Talk Flirty shall remain single, probably for quite a long time here in Vegas. Because I don't know what the fuck, how the hell, how you get to LA? You just out here living it up. You flew to Vegas, rode to LA, like, do I do what I do? I'm gonna need you to get back home to your children. And I wish you the best of luck. And I hope you're not out here using and manipulating women. And that's fucked up if you are. So figure that shit out on your own. And then another thing, why I was kind of, finished with him from the start of our interactions. We were on the way there and I'm driving to LA. I'm on the freeway. I'm doing like 85. Both of them kept showing me videos and text messages and pictures on their phone to look at. Can I pay attention to the road? Would you like to get there and back? Because I would. I absolutely would. So there were just little things where I was like, okay, this chapter of my life is over. This chapter of my life is done. And that's why I said, please send Talk Flirty Podcast new books to read, because I've got to feed my mental. But yeah, like I was saying, on the way there, he gets a message on Facebook. And I wanted to ask this question to the guys, because I kind of always thought this was weird how, so he gets a Facebook message and it's a picture of a little girl. And so he messaged back with his phone number, like, call me right now. They get on the phone and apparently he is, might have to go on an episode of Maury. Somewhere down the line, he may have fathered a child between the ages of, I would probably say like 9 and 11. I don't know how old she was. He didn't tell me. And I always thought it was kind of interesting. Like, is that something that guys that you would have to worry about? Getting that phone call one day, like, you are the father. So then I began to ask questions like, how many children do you have? How many baby moms between the children. One of the guys was like, they have 2 kids, 2 baby moms. The first one they ended up, I want to be like, okay, Day. But that's just, me, my own experiences and imposing on that person. But I wanted to be like, okay, Day. Because he was like he had only known the person a few weeks and then they ended up pregnant. The second one, they had a child, and for some reason I don't know, to this day he still claims he has no idea what was going on in the relationship, but I guess she would go out of town. She'd take trips or she'd be gone for weeks at a time. The child was at the mom's house. He didn't even have his own kid. And so that's why I don't have no goddamn kids. Like, if I'm gonna be focused on getting food out every so often, then goddamn it, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to do no kids. So just don't have no kids. Don't bring children in the world like that. Don't bring children in the world where you haven't grasped that, if you grew up a certain way, your child will most likely grow up a certain way, have the same ideologies, and end up, if life is a struggle for you, life will most likely be a struggle for them. There are definitely exceptions to it. But, I choose not to have children until I can impose the correct life lessons and opportunity, I guess. But, yeah, so, and also, how the fuck, so he's like, I haven't seen her in almost 10 years or something like that. And apparently she's been trying to get in touch with him for the last 5. But I would definitely like to know any feedback, any situations that you guys have experienced where all of a sudden you have become the father of a child that you did not know existed. So I can share personally, and I think it's fucked up that a person can father a child and be so close to them, yet so far be so close and interact, be in their lives as a family member, but not as the actual father, not as the necessary, not introducing them as to their siblings, and a lot of egos that go on in those types of relationships or those types of situations. So I never, in any of my opinions or my thoughts, I never come from a place of judgment or being judgmental towards a person, because I am not immune to bullshit. But I definitely have jokes, and so I told him about my podcast. I don't know if he's going to listen. Maybe I finally start getting some interaction on social media. But like always, you can follow Talk 30 Podcast on all social media platforms. Talk 30 Pod on Twitter, Talk 30 Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Definitely